It was the 1980s, and I was living alone in a studio apartment with an askew poster because bachelors never hang their posters straight.
Yeah, no offense, Quagmire, but I'm going to listen to this story the same way I do most podcasts, at 1.5 speed.
I put on some weight from being in an abusive relationship with a woman, Mama Celeste. Abundanza!
All right, okay, back to normal speed. I'm in. I'm hooked.
The other thing about living in the 80s is that wherever you went, the actual Pointer Sisters would follow you around singing.
When you know this man just mailed a bill to Sprint, it's for his phone, a landline phone.
I knew I needed to get in shape, but the only forms of exercise in the 80s were roller skating on a dance floor or lugging around your dead boss to use his vacation home. Back then, there were two things I liked: gyrating my pelvis and putting vowels next to each other that weren't normally next to each other. I combined those two loves to create something called aerobics. Welcome aboard. Here's your complimentary headband, 2 wristbands, waistband, thigh band, another headband. There were a lot of bands.
Yeah, my finger's hovering over that 1.5 button.
Yeah, okay. So I started teaching classes that same week. I even created an advanced class based on how your body moves during sex. I called it Sexercise. And things took off immediately because I gave 1980s women exactly what they wanted: long, flat butts. Come on, ladies, longer, flatter. My workout program was a hit, and soon I was ready to take it national. I was lucky enough to get the chance to announce the filming of my video on The Tonight Show with Johnny.
Wow, you met Johnny Carson?
Actually, that particular night there was a guest host, John Davidson, star of That's Incredible. So, you know, different Johnny, but still Johnny.
No one has ever called John Davidson Johnny.
He guest hosted 87 times. That's not nothing. Anyway, the night's first guest was Jane Fonda, who was promoting 9 to 5, by far the blousiest movie of the 1980s.
So, Glenn Quagmire, says here you created an exercise craze called aerobics. What inspired that?
Well, John, one day as I did jumping jacks alone in my apartment, I thought, how can I take the worst parts of this and put it in a public setting? Plus a wall of mirrors and street-facing windows. The interview seemed to go great. But the next day, I realized how truly ruthless Jane Fonda was.
Now, Mr. Quagmire, an important part of releasing a 1980s video is the incredibly depressing production logo it opens with. I have a few here to choose from. First is some vibrating rainbow text that never quite comes into focus.
Love that.
This one is just a large bouncing V with an ominous keyboard noise.
Also excellent.
Or here's 3 capital letters all spelled with one thick continuous line atop a digital horizon.
Wow, you can't miss. Let's go with all 3. Wait a minute. What's going on? Where are my leg warmers? Back then, leg warmers were essential because that was by far the coldest decade from the knee down. Did someone take my leg warmers? In place of my leg warmers, I found only a single note. At first, I assumed Jodie Foster had stolen my leg warmers, and I was about to go take it out on the president. But then I realized it could only have been one person intent on sabotaging me: Jane Fonda. I tried my best to soldier on. Okay, don't look at my legs. And 1, and 2, my calves are tiny and cold. And 3, and 4. But I knew, even in the moment, it was gonna be a disaster. I never stood a chance.
Hello, Glenn. Sorry you failed, but like they say, all's fair in love and aerobics.
Who? Who says that? Nobody! God, now I get why everyone's racist uncle hates you.
Well, it's been nice chatting, but if you'll excuse me, I have to go lobby our nation about cleaning up the mess we made in Vietnam.
Sorry, I went ahead and hit the 8X.
No, you did the right thing, Peter.
Well, as far as dream jobs go, mine's always been to do what you do, Joe, to be a cop. But, you know, one day short of retirement since y'all got such a nice benefits package.
Well, my dream job is to do pretty much what I do now, but be like a loose cannon type cop who doesn't care whether he lives or dies, but can definitely walk.